Good evening, ladies and gents. Welcome to another video brought to you by Total Control Traders. Let's get right into it. First one, SPX. Market melt up continues. Now, there is a little bit of a warning sign that's coming in. Slight upper wicks forming here. Double days, 2 days in a row versus before that we haven't really seen 2 days in a row yet. And yesterday was unable to break over. Friday was unable to break over Thursday's high. The other warning sign I'm seeing is this. On Friday, the big bearish volume that came in, big bearish price action. Volume was actually not that high. Price action that came in on Friday at 11 was very notable because if you zoom back to all the way from the beginning of the move, which was the GP, you can see that this is going to be a little bit hard to see. But this is one of the biggest bearish price action candle since the beginning of that move. So that was a first sign of slight red flag. The other thing we can be seeing now, sorry, bear with me because Microsoft Edge does not like to memorize my logins. By the way, if any of you know how to fix that, please do let me know. Anyway, so let's get this. So there is a short-term wedge forming on SPX right now. Yeah, it looks like it's around there. Short term for 30 minutes. Now we're going to have to see where this takes us. If we were to break bull, there is lots of upside potential still on the shorter term. On the longer term, daily is nearing that overbought. 8 hours is overbought and coming back down a little bit. And 4 hours, same idea. It was overbought and now it's coming back down. So already and 30 minute, there is still room to move. As discussed in the weekend video, we can very well see a blow off top going into that 47.87, a huge move before an actual rejection. And if we do reject from here, there is that slight red flag of weekly bear divergence. Yeah, weekly bear divergence, which can mean we're gonna see very decent downside if we're to reject from here. Now let's take a look if we're to reject from here on the weekly. .382 lines up with previous all-time high around 45.45, and the GP does not line up with anything. Somewhat. Resistance here, multiple resistances here, so it does somewhat line up with resistance support here, another slight support here. So GP and .382 does line up with things, meaning that increases the chance of market rejecting or pulling back from where we are now. Generally, the rule is if the GP, the fibs, does not line up with anything, it's likely that the market is going to continue to trend the way it is currently trending, whether it's going to be bullish or bearish. But because both the .382 and looking like actually the 0.5 as well. No, not so much. So 0.5 doesn't really, I was thinking it might line up with the key zone here, but it doesn't look like it does. Regardless, the .382 and the GP does line up with support resistances, meaning there is a chance for the market to pull back starting from here. We're going to have to see, giving it another 2 days kind of thing. Remember, 8 hour 8 remains the guide. As the way it stands right now, 8 hours is currently bull flagging. And 30 minute, remember, there is a wedge forming, so we're gonna have to see. Once it breaks, it should give a direction whether it's gonna continue bullish or this is it. So that's SPX. We're not gonna dive deep into the rest of the market today. We did that just yesterday, so if you missed the video, make sure to watch yesterday's video. Went not too thorough, but we did a market deep dive yesterday. So look at this QQQ IWM. Now remember what we discussed. IWM is going to be strong going forward, and that is, I remain very convinced about that, very adamant about that. When we look at this chart, we were trading under this trend line. Okay, reject, and slight rejection here. Gapped up over, anyways, and then came back support, support, triple support, 4 supports before breaking down under, and then back test alongside that GP again before coming back down. Now, if so, we are right in that GP right now. Ooh, bouncing from that GP. If this GP is lost, I would anticipate this to be an ABC pattern going from A, B, C, which means going forward, the RUS will continue to be stronger than NAS. And this is to be seeing, you know, the same idea, given another 2 days, depending on where the market is going to go. This GP must hold. Once that GP is broken, I would anticipate a lower low on the daily for QQQ over IWM. All right, let's get into the hottest tickers. Actually, we did not discuss HIVE. So let's take a look at Bitcoin. Ooh. Is this today? Just now? It is just now. Wow. Bitcoin just made new all-time highs. Congrats, Bitcoin bulls. $67. So it literally just made new all-time highs. We had daylight saving here, so I can't really get the time right here. Yeah, that's right. Okay, 45 minutes ago, 40 some minutes ago. Congrats, Bitcoin bulls, new all-time high after that weekly bull flag, and now it is confirming early. We did not touch the weekly 8, so this is a weekly bull flag that was forming here. Did not touch the weekly 8, so that's a little bit concerning on this move. If we're to, we're gonna have to see what the follow through looks like. But let's draw a, this is a 1-to-1 extension, I'm assuming. 1.272 is not too far ahead. 1.618. Now that the bull flag is confirming, I would anticipate somewhere around there. 77. Woo! Another 10K to go. 77,852. 0.5 bounce. So that was a strong bounce on the weekly. Held the 0.5. Continuation. Bull flag. Did not touch a weekly 8. So overall is a strong trend on Bitcoin. This is very well possible. 77,852 on Bitcoin. That is to be seen. No real red flags yet. Weekly, depending on where we reject from, there will be a weekly bear divergence that could see very decent downside. Same as market. Now let's take a look at HIVE. Whew. Just going along for the ride on HIVE. Congrats, HIVE bulls. New all-time high coming up. Following Bitcoin. After hours is up, obviously. New all-time high is at 575. I would anticipate tomorrow, as long as Bitcoin continues, this week we should see new all-time high on HIVE. All right, let's get into the hottest tickers. First one. I'm gonna do the same thing, Tesla on the first one, and then I'm gonna talk about yesterday's top watches, which they turned out to be the hottest ticker for today. Quite interesting. Somebody's alarm's going off. Anyway, so Tesla. Today we gapped down into that daily 8, just under that daily 8, but bulls were able to save it. Now this is a little bit of a red flag, even though this is a low bear volume. What is this one? 1.272. Rejection. Coming back down. Whoa, the chart was way overbought. Daily RSI is at 93. I wouldn't anticipate further downside now that this is rejected. And tomorrow, if we're to lose and close under that daily 8, I would anticipate further downside to come on Tesla. A little bit choppy up here. Ultimately, tomorrow, if we're to go a little bit higher, inside bar kind of thing, it is still going to be a daily bull divergence. Daily bull flag. Okay, next one is FCEL. So we discussed yesterday that this is going to be one of my top watches for this week, alongside QS and what's the other ones we talked about? LCID, Lucid. I think that's about it. The main top watch. Ooh, wow. Utility software is really gapping up in after hours. Yeah, so the top watches I was looking at were mainly those three. GME as well. Okay, so that's the fourth one. GME, Lucid, FCEL, QS. Now let's take a look at those four. Two of them did make it to the hottest ticker. Now, the way I qualify hottest ticker is not by the movement itself. It's based on how many people are talking about it, what the movement is, and whether if it's going to see continuation. So first one is FCEL. We are seeing daily 0.382 hold, daily bull flag confirmation. Oh yeah, it's gonna go. I can't see this continue, just depending on what the reaction looks like at that support resistance of 1131. Which is just up ahead. Rejection here. Not really rejection, chopped around. Support. Rejection. Don't know what to call this. Chopped around, I would say. But yeah, 1131 is the next notable support resistance area that I'm looking at. And after that, we'll be looking up at 1391. FCEL looking amazing for continuation. Look at the volume. 2 days, low bear volume. Today, bull volume came in. I can't see continuation on this into the daily overbought before coming back. So FCEL remaining on top watch for the remainder of the week. Next is AMD. Completely missed this one today because was too focused on, too zoomed in on GME as well as FCEL and I think also BNGO. Yeah. So AMD, whoo! Blue sky breakout continuation. Look at that bull volume. No resistance. There's completely no resistance. What is this one from? Okay. Wow. We're way past that 1 to 1.618 extension already. I still would use this extension because this is long-term sideways. Remember what we talked about on AMD and NVIDIA and Netflix as well. Blue sky breakout continuation. Look at this perfect backtest of the previous all-time high. 1 to 1.618 extension right now. No real red flags. Overbought on the daily. That's the only thing I can think of. Slightly not too extended on the daily yet. So this can see another, I would say, 2 to 3 days of extension before coming back down to make a higher low. What an amazing sideways back test. Missed it actually. 99.51. Missed it by 28 cents. I can't remember. Oh, that's what happened. We had an entry at just under 100. Just under 100. And took profits before the vacation. That's what happened. Oh man, this is one of the things that should have held. AMD, look at this. Woo! Regardless, yeah, I can't see this going for another 2 to 3 days of extension before coming back. So 1 to 2 extension target at 165. Lack of resistance, no reason to sell. There's no real red flags. Next one is QS. So we talked about this on yesterday's video as well. QS, top watch. We're going to have to watch for that confirmation. Daily bull flag, potential for another 2 days. I believe what I said yesterday is potential for another 2 days of bull flag formation before confirmation. But low decreasing bear volume, we see early confirmation today. Huge movement, 21% move. I think highest was, oh, that thing is blocking. 24.69% move on a single day. This chart, you know what, is looking very, very much like the second stage, the second move of FCEL. So look at this move, increasing. This first move was 22%. Actually, let's use log chart. Yeah, so first move, second move is bigger, third move now is even bigger. Now look at FCEL. First move, second move. Okay, this is a little bit more confusing. First move 47%. Whew. Second move 52%, and now the third move 65%. So third move is looking like it's going to be even stronger on FCEL, and this is what I'm expecting on QS, this being the 1 2 3. It's actually the same. So third move right now, and we're looking at stronger move QS continuation. No real red flags. Daily not even overbought yet. Give it some time. If you're in, no reason to sell. If you are not in, wouldn't really buy in right now. Hourly, where's my hourly 8? Okay, there we go. That's 4 hour. Okay, there we go. Hourly. Ooh, currently forming an hourly bull flag formation. Let's see what happens at the touch of that hourly 8. Bear volume not significant, not too significant. So this, if you look at this, this is a early sign of continuation. 7:30. Actually, let's zoom in closer. Increasing volume halfway through the day, not even halfway through the day, but early through the day. Increasing bull volume. That was the sign for continuation. Okay, so on QS, not seeing any real red flags. No reason to sell. So that's it for the hottest tickers. I wanted to quickly discuss yesterday's hottest tickers as well. Amazon is looking like a reversal, double top, chopstick tops is coming back down. Though the bear volume is not significant yet, tomorrow should determine whether it's going to be making a daily high or low. If we see further downside tomorrow, going to have to watch for the reaction at daily 8 and watch for the volume. If it's increasing bear volume, that's a little bit of a red flag. But ultimately, the daily is in an upward trend. So we'll be looking at entry on Amazon. We are rejecting from that key zone. We're unable to close over that resistance I have marked. Multiple rejections here, and now we're rejecting from it again. That 35.23, very key resistance. All right, next one is Airbnb. Looking somewhat like a blow off top right now. We did get to that top. Whoa. Okay, I wasn't not even paying attention to this. We got to the all-time high range. Multiple rejections, multiple wicks up here, and we're seeing another wick from here. So it's looking a little bit like a reversal, way extended on the daily. So we are going to make a daily higher low. I would watch. Let's take a look. Does it line up with anything? Not necessarily. So since it doesn't line up with the support resistance from back here at 180.40, there is a possibility that tomorrow we'll see continuation before it comes back down. So continuation bringing the price action to new all-time high. One of the charts I actually didn't mark new all-time highs. So that's new all-time high. Yeah, so we could possibly see a new all-time high before making a daily higher low, since it lines up with that key zone. So there is a possibility of that. Just keep that in mind. Right now it is not lining, the GP is not lining up with anything. Let's see if that 0.382 is still would be extended, so I would imagine it's going to go to the 0.5. Okay, so that somewhat makes sense. 0.5 alongside that bottom of the key zone. I actually don't really like this key zone, to be honest. It's one of the older zones I drew before. So let's instead of a zone, I would actually use a support resistance here now, because we can see rejection here, support, multiple supports here, chopped around, support again, and then became rejection, resistance. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot more sense to me. It's not a strong support either. Anyways, regardless, when I look at Airbnb, I do believe further downside will come, making a daily higher low before that next leg up. Air Canada, I think we saw continuation. Oh, we did not. Okay, slight red flag. We are extending on the daily, so far bear volume is nothing to be concerned. The bearish price action is nothing to be concerned either. Daily 8 way overextended right now, so we are gonna have to see a daily higher low before the actual break. That would make sense. Daily is, wow, look at that, RSI straight from 37 all the way to 73. Just reverse the numbers, eh? I do believe, regardless, I do believe we will see, this move, this type of move coming here. Even though I draw the line, oh, this actually might go higher. This would make sense. Okay, so let's watch for this move. It's something that I'm in for the long term anyways. We're in all the way from back here, somewhere around here. I can't remember if it was here or here. We were been in it for quite some time. I don't think it's April, so it'd be July, August that we had our entry in, and it's a couple months hold already. It's something that I do see this is gonna continue to move, but we're gonna have to break over this upper trend line, an actual full break first. So you could, for those of you that remember, I don't really like drawing trend lines from a red candle with huge upper wick. So generally I would draw a trend line somewhere over here kind of thing. See, this makes a lot more sense. Yeah, this makes a lot more sense from a line, even from a line chart perspective. If you look at this, right, it makes a lot more sense, and that's exactly why I don't like drawing it from a red candle with a huge upper wick, because it doesn't really work on the line chart. So if you were to draw it from here, you look at the line chart is way above, right? So this way it works out a lot better, just depending if you like using line charts or wicks, candlesticks. But generally your drawings should work decently on both of them. So with this, I use candlesticks personally, so with this I can't see a rejection here. We're gonna need to see a daily higher low, extended on a daily again, of course. Earnings is over already, so the chart is primed to go. Let's see where that daily higher low may come in at. Ooh, 0.382 actually makes very much sense. I don't, these two are older lines that shouldn't matter as much anymore. This is one support, resistance. Yeah, this I can see that. I can see this being another support, resistance. So this is around that 0.382. You know, we come back down, wick right from that lower trend line of the previous channel. Which is actually not very clear anymore. Let's see if we can adjust this channel. Something that works out a little bit better. That might work. We do have a wick under, or some charts of it under. Oh, if this is gonna be the channel, it's gonna provide so much easy plays here. Why is it shrinking? Did they change how the channel works? Are you guys seeing this? Yeah, the channel is getting bigger as you're curving it down. Huh, that's interesting. Okay, so I would draw it to there, and then what is this one? Nope. I like that. Wow, perfect wick. Reject, reject. Did not close over, so that works. It can be a little bit more on point with that one. Perfect. Okay, so this channel might work out a lot better on Air Canada. That is to be witnessed going forward. And we're gonna have to change this money line as well. Oh, because we're still in log chart. That's why. That's why the channel is all weird. Okay, still works. Yeah, so this money line still works. We wicked down right below it, immediate back test, and then held the channel bottom, came back up. So there's a lot of trend line going on Air Canada, but ultimately I do believe after the daily higher low, we should be seeing much more higher prices to come. All right, next are the requested tickers. I do apologize for the delay. 26 minutes into the video already, and we're only covering the requested tickers. All right, so let's get into it. First one is SNO. Ooh, looking nice. This trend line obviously doesn't apply anymore. I do believe this is likely going to be the new money line, and probably drive from here, kind of thing, somewhere along there. Yeah, bounce. This would have been an amazing buy. Look at that dip buy opportunity with follow through. So let's say you bought late the next day, high of the day kind of thing. That's still 18% move. Whoa, amazing. And then okay, wick again. And I'm seeing an upper trend line here as well. Let's see how that works out. Not that nice. Not that nice. So there's a potential for the top being in relatively soon, depending on how the reaction on this trend line is gonna be. We've already seen one unable to make it there on the second attempt. Actually, let's draw it to here. Nope, doesn't make a difference. Okay, I like this better. Looking like the top is almost potentially in. We're gonna have to watch for reaction around the trend line. What I can see this doing is the slow grind up until this meets, and then coming back down. Let's see over there, 0.382 before another leg up. That might make sense. Money line must hold. So if that is the top. 0.5. Okay, so that's actually the 0.5 right there. SNO, regardless, the daily trend is up. It is in bull's favor. Daily higher high, higher low, higher high. Ooh, that's a very nice higher low. Higher high, higher low again, and now we're going for higher high. New all-time high is on the horizon already. If you're looking for entry, I would not enter right now. There's no significant bull volume. We are nearing that overbought territory on the daily already. Would wait for that daily higher low. Watch where the daily higher low comes in at most ideal. Okay, let's say if this is the okay, it actually makes sense that this is the top right now. Might make sense, and the reason why I say that is fib, the GP, does line up with that key zone. The 0.5 does not line up with anything. 0.382 lines up with the resistance from back here. So if we're to see a top being in on SNO right now, I would anticipate a retracement back down to the GP. So what that would look like instead would be maybe breaking under. So same as the wick back here. If it does break under, we're going to have a much better, a much clearer picture of this money line. So there's potential we break down under GP key zone before next leg up. New all-time high zone, and then back test the resistance kind of a thing. So that's a potential that we're looking at. Snow right now would not be looking for an entry. No volume, no real momentum. Already just got to the overbought condition and is pulling back a little bit. Bare volume to end the day. Yeah, wait for that daily higher low, and make sure you request it again. Hey Kwanzaa. Because it's not something that that's on my top watch constantly. I'm wondering if it should be. 5 months. So this was from May 11th. Yeah, coming up 5 months for a 100% move. That's pretty decent, eh? 5 months for a 100% move. Yeah, we used to trade this ticker all the time until it got frustrating somewhere. I think it was back here. It was basing and then it started going down again. That was a little bit frustrating. Snow, we should start watching it again. So thank you for bringing it up, Kwanzaa. But do let me know once you start seeing this pullback, and we're going to watch for that daily higher low so we can get ready for an entry. All right, next one for the requested is Hood. Gap fill. Gap fill. Hood looking a little bit interesting. I still wouldn't touch it for now. Not until this upper trend line breaks. I can't see another rejection here, especially with the way we're moving right now. What I can see happening is either reject from right where we are right now, because that's a previous support resistance, and also from back here as well. So we could either see a rejection right now, or we come back up to this top of key zone, lining up with a trend line before another leg down. Hood is looking a little bit interesting though. New all-time low is on the horizon. We did hold that all-time low zone, opened under, and then got immediately bought up. So that's a little bit interesting, but I still wouldn't be touching it right now. All right, so that's it for the requested tickers. Next one is, did we discuss Lucid? We talked about Lucid. No, we did not. Lucid. I said how I was on the top watch, but we did not talk about it. So we did get to the GP from all the way from back here to all the way, can't remember where I drew the bottom, right here. So that's the top to the bottom. We did wick down under, but we will be using this as the bottom. We did get to the GP, and you can see a very clear wick from the GP. It is increasing bull volume. There's very, very minimal bear volume right now. So I do, on the weekend video, I did say that I can see this going to new all-time high even before the end of the year. So it is something I do have a long position in. Not planning on taking it off anytime soon. We'll only be adding to the position. I only got half sizing in right now, and that, it's been an amazing move so far. Regardless, due to this GP rejection, we're going to have to watch what happens tomorrow. Increasing bull volume, we could very well just break over that GP completely. But if tomorrow is a bearish pressure, second to watch would be over here, around 41.78, 41.60 to 41.92. We're going to have to watch for that gap fill and then see what the reaction looks like from there. I don't know why this line is over here. Let's see, we reject somewhat of a support. I don't know if this still works. We'll keep it here for now. Let's see if it still works, because we did see support here, break down under, chopped around a little bit, back test. So we have to redraw this for the back test, and then slight rejection here, somewhat intraday supports here, another intraday rejection here. So we're gonna let's keep this trend line here, see if there's any reaction to it. But other than that, Lucid looking very good. Daily bull flag, early confirmation, did not touch that 88. Congrats again, wing. Next, all right, so we're going to be discussing a sector. But before then, let's do the last two tickers and then we're going to discuss the whole sector itself. So the next one is PLTR. But still potential for head and shoulders pattern. Earnings is today? Tomorrow? What? Did they change the date? Am I tripping out here? I'm reading that correctly, right? August 12th? Oh, so it's an estimate of November 12th. They just didn't input it right, I'm assuming. November 12th, so somewhere, well, even though it's showing tomorrow. I'm hearing earnings is tomorrow pre-market, so let's see what that is going to be like. It could very well be that inverse, not inverse, the head and shoulder pattern that we're looking at. Yeah, and if it does break under this 25.75, that would be GTFO for me. Get the F out. And yeah, technically this is going to be the neckline to break, but I do see this 25.75 as a must hold support. And then if this neckline is broken, we could potentially be seeing a lot of bottom downside, further downside to come. Next is PTON. Look at this chart. Whew. Thank God we talked about it before you entered, Sky Chin. And thank you for reaching out, and that's what I'm here for. You know, it's that's what the chat group is here for. You have any questions, let me know. I just put in my thought for you, my food for thought. You do what you want. Ultimately, the risk is still up to you. The account, the money is still yours, right? I'm just giving you my peace of mind. And I think we talked about it one of these 2 days, last Thursday or Wednesday, and I mentioned that the earnings, it was the day before earnings, so it must have been Tuesday or Wednesday. And then Thursday was the earnings. Not even that big of a surprise, 13% below estimate. And look at this huge gap down. Immediate bounce. The bulls tried bouncing it, but ultimately the bears won and continue selling. Today another gap down into that only support that I can see on the short term. So this is previous resistance support at the $50 mark. And then under that, if that is lost, then we're gonna be looking at this key zone down below. So did have in a small entry just trying to play the bounce just because of how extended we are from that day 88 right now. I can see, you know, maybe slight bounce, not being able to break over this, because if we do, we'll be looking at gap fill. Okay, so because of how weak the chart is, I can see that this going somewhere like something like that, you know, form a wedge down here, wait for that 88 to catch up. So that's one way that it's going to turn out. The other way is that we just go straight for gap fill. Right? Regardless, I think the risk to reward is there, and had a small entry today for bounce play, and let's see what happens. Ultimately, if we do get down to that 37 zone, we'll be making a long entry on PTON. Now, I think one of the reasons why their price action is not looking so good is because a lot of people are not working. They're going back to the offices, and working from home era is somewhat coming to an end, at least temporarily. So with PTON being one of this was all hype from, well, I wouldn't say hype. They did have nice products too. So this was all from pandemic times, right? Wow, if you look at that, the top of the chart was 1-to-1 extension target of this low to the higher low. 1-to-1 extension target, and it's never made it back up there again. Anyway, so let's see what the chart is gonna play out over the next couple of days. I do see a bounce coming. Very nice oversold bounce play. Next, last but not least, we're gonna be discussing marijuana sector. Now I'm gonna move this a little bit in so you can see my watch list here. Yeah. So this is marijuana sector, my watch list for marijuana sector. Look at how much green there are. Look at Cron today, 25%. What resistance? Hey, what support resistance? Just blast right through it. plus another 13% or 14%, whatever the hell it was. Let's take a look. Low 11%, exaggerated a little bit. Anyways, and then look at TRY as well, 15% run. Look at CWeb, another 16%, Hexo. So a lot of these, now the main things to watch for will be MSOs as well as HMUS. There's going to be other tickers to watch as well, but these two main ETFs are what I'm watching, and they are showing me potential for daily trend reversal. So HMUS, for example, this is the daily lower high, lower low, now higher high. MSOs, this same idea, lower high, lower low, higher high. Even though there's a huge upper wick, look at that volume. I do believe, even with the gap fill here, I do believe there will be higher prices come. And this is a very good sign for after long-term February, 9 months. 9 months of consolidation. Yeah, same thing. Can't really look at the US ones because they're a little bit different. Yeah, so 9 months of consolidation. It's about time. Let's see if we get that reversal. I cannot remember why I drew that down there, but there's for sure going to be a trend line, a key trend line that must be broken here. So let's find it. Oh, so still some distances away. So if you look at this, last time we played marijuana was on the break of this key trend line, this long-term trend line. Not sure why I drew it the way I did, but it worked out. Yeah, this is back then. It must have drawn differently. Actually, I can see why I drew it there. Chopped around, support, resistance, resistance, rejection again, rejection again. Yeah, okay. So similar idea. You know, we might not go from the top, but let's see if we do what that looks like. Oh, that actually looks pretty nice too. So there's gonna be two trend lines. Let's just put it that way. There's gonna be two trend lines. This is from the new all-time high. We can see the 2 points obviously being a rejection, and in the middle there is another rejection here as well, plus another one here. Slight break over and then coming back down again, and break over and coming back down again. Now we're breaking over again, but ultimately I think the must break key trend line is going to be this one. Rejection, multiple rejections here again, and we have not come close to it ever since. So this is going to be the key trend line to break over, but I do believe, that's on CGC by the way, I do believe that marijuana sector is starting to look a little bit interesting. We're going to have to watch for what the follow through looks like, and watch for the break of those key trend lines regardless of what chart you're in. Draw them, you know, however you're used to drawing them, or if you don't know how to draw them, just sort of use how I did it kind of thing. There's going to be a very key trend line, just depending on how you draw it. That is going to be the key to break if you want to look at long-term bullish, or wait for a key break. For example, on the CGC will be 1465, and then coming back down to make that daily higher low for an entry, and that should see follow through into daily trend reversal. Alright, so that's it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoy the content. If you know anyone that can benefit from the contents we share, the videos we share, the tickers we review, please do consider sharing our channel with them. And quick reminder, 250 subs, we will be doing a giveaway. Again, thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.